Jane and Avariel were hired by Gundren Rockseeker to transport and guard a wagon load of supplies from Neverwinter to Phandalin. Along the way, they discovered that Gundren, along with his friend Sildar Hallwinter, had been ambushed by goblins. They were able to rescue Sildar, but learned that Gundren had been taken elsewhere, so continued to the town of Phandalin. A ragtag group of adventurers arrived in Phandalin in answer to a goblin bounty hunt. Chanel, Kalindra, Belle, Leon, Araris and Shior invited Jane and Avariel to join them upon meeting in Phandalin. Romnak Vertsmith had hired them to clear a band of goblins from his mine. The large party quickly dispatched the goblins, but soon were fighting for their lives against a troll who had taken up residence in the mine. The following morning, Sildar approached Jane and Avariel over breakfast at the inn, hoping they have word on Gundren. With no news on Gundren, Sildar turns to other matters. He wishes to address the problem of a local gang known as the Red Brands, and also wishes to find what became of his friend Iarno Albrecht. Based on the information he has gathered, he recommends the group investigate the old, abandoned mansion, as well as pay a visit to the Sleeping Giant Tavern. After chatting with a few people in Phandalin, the group sets off for the old mansion. Using a tip from one of the boys in the village, they enter through an underground tunnel. The group faced off against a one-eyed horror, then fought through both human thugs and bugbears, and finally cornered the leader of the Red Brands, Glasstaff. While searching Glasstaff's quarters, they discover evidence that he is in fact Iarno Albrecht, so they drag him back to town to present to Sildar. The party says goodbye to Belle, who plans to return to her tribe, and coincidentally meet Jennifer at the inn, eager to join a party of adventurers. Still with no leads on Gundren, Shior suggests they investigate stories of a giant boar terrorizing travelers to the north. The group instead discovers a cult of orcs and half-orcs who have been granted the ability to shapeshift into boars by the god Talos. As the group cuts through the cultist, their leader summons a primal spirit of Talos, a huge boar crackling with lightning, Gorthok the Thunderboar. After a harrowing battle, the party prevails and heads back to Phandalin. A visit to Sister Garael sends them on an errand to visit a banshee named Agatha, in hopes of learning the whereabouts of the spellbook of Bogental. In addition to learning she traded away the spellbook over 100 years prior, they learn that Gundren was taken to a place known as Cragmore Castle. Returning to Phandalin to inform Sildar, they are ambushed by a raiding party of orcs and ogres, but the ambushers stood little chance, and the party returns to Phandalin with a bag of heads for bounty.